I'm saying? But we always looked at those situations, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, we don't give nobody the power to be able to say that you have a green light to do when and whatever. So a lot of the times we initiated shit. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, that was probably the best strategy because that seemed to make them always back up. You know what I'm saying? So during those times where, you know what I'm saying, the so-called green light was going on, was getting green lighted too. You know what I'm saying? And I just remember a particular situation while I was going to court. You know what I'm saying? I remember, you know, being young, you know what I'm saying? I probably had turned 22 at that time. And going to court, I remember I was in trial. And I remember just going to court every day. You know what I'm saying? And being in court all day from, they get you up at probably 5:30 in the morning. So you're sitting around in the court tank for about 2 hours, 3 hours. Then you finally get to court. You're sitting in that tank another hour. You know what I'm saying? Then the court proceedings. This is an all-day process. You are out in court probably half of the day, 12 hours. You feel me? So by the time you get back to the LA County Jail, this is a whole process, man. For me, it was. You know what I'm saying? Because if I wasn't coming out the Crip module at that time, I was coming out the state module. You know what I'm saying? The state module is a particular part of the LA County Jail where if you've been to prison before, they'll take you there. Only people that have been to prison or YA will go to the state module. You know what I'm saying? So I was either in one of those two places, the Crip module or the state module. But I remember, you know, this particular time I was in the state module. And I remember going to court every day. And bro, I remember getting back being so tired and seeming like as soon as I get back and lay my head down, I'll sleep for a second, bam, they waking me back up for court. That's how it seemed every day. So I remember one night I came back, laid down and went straight to sleep, right? And I remember getting woke up out my sleep like, hey, like, you don't hear what's going on? You don't hear what's going on? I'm like, what? They like, man, the Mexicans stabbed a black a few cells down. He was in the cell screaming like a motherfucker. So I'm like, what? So we find out what's going on, what's happening. Just so happened, that particular guy was a older dude. Okay, he was a Crip, but he was an older dude. You know what I'm saying? And then it was another black that was in the cell with him who was real old. He was like 60-something years old. So they didn't do nothing to him because he was old and he wasn't gang affiliated. They only wanted the Crip. I guess they had supposedly at that time put the green light back on the Crips. Only we didn't know it, right, until that night. So bam. I guess when the old man went to sleep is when they decided to stab the Crip up in there. So he's getting stabbed, he's screaming. You know what I'm saying? He in there by himself, it's three of them. You know what I'm saying? So bam, they get him. So everybody telling, they like, man, they like these dudes out. I'm like, okay, well, now we know what happened. So now we got to get weapons. We had no weapons. You feel me? So it's scramble time. So my only thing that I knew was I know some blood dudes. I'm gonna send an SOS over to these dudes and see if I can get some weapons from them. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I did. You feel me? Now, people that I sent the SOS to, you feel me, was from PDL. All right. Now, me mentioning anybody from there, or bringing up anybody from, mentioning anybody in any of my stories from there, you know what I'm saying? It's kind of foreign, you know what I'm saying? Just based on, but at the same time, like, it's really some historical things that is tied to a few of them, you know what I'm saying, that you're going to eventually hear about, you know what I'm saying? But this particular situation, man, is factuals, you know what I'm saying? But I sent SOS over to B-Bone, PDL. Bam. Look, bro, this happened. Whoa, whoa, whoa. So he was like, I heard on the trip. He sent me what he sent. Bam. So me and a couple of other guys, you know what I'm saying, from Hoover that was there, you know what I'm saying, we gearing up. Remember, from the go, gonna go. If you're not, it is what it is, bro. You know what I'm saying? But we finna get cracking. You know what I'm saying? So, bam. Missed the bus, doing what we do, bam. We had it where when we go out, well, they remember, I go out from court every day. So they got to let us out. They gonna open my cell. Bam. So usually what people did, when they open up the cells, people will come out. If they open up your cell, you know what I'm saying? You if you choose to go out, you can go out. You can, sometimes people went in other niggas' cells and shit, you know what I'm saying? But we had it, when they open the cell, whoever gonna go, we're gonna go out, bam. And we're gonna wait. Because when they get ready to close the cells back, whoever ain't going to court, they're gonna have to go back in, or you just gonna thug it out there. And it's gonna be what it is. Bam. So we like, whoever come out, whichever them come out, that's who we on. So bam. This particular morning, you know what I'm saying, we go out. A few of them came out. You know what I'm saying? They know, like, it's tension because of what happened, what they just did to the Crips. But they don't know when it's gonna come, how it's gonna come, none of that. They like, we got the upper hand. These motherfuckers is, So bam. You feel me? So the police is like, hey, they peeping like, y'all go back in. So me and my boys, we standing, we posted, like, the henchman is there, man. You know what I'm saying? The henchman is there. Like, we just, as soon as our thing was, as soon as whoever gonna go back in, whoever gonna stay. You know what I'm saying? But as soon as this dude finished doing what he doing and he got to go back downstairs to do the dudes downstairs, that's when we finna strike. You feel me? So, one of them decided to go back in, which means he left his homeboy sitting on the tier by himself. You feel me? So bam. I just remember this. I'm not gonna say who did what or nothing like that, bro. But I just remember a scene playing out. You know what I'm saying? Where that dude, one dude, wasn't smart, for one, because he had his back turned. He was, okay, let's say y'all, or the cell, y'all are inside the cell looking out at me, right? So bam, he's standing outside, leaning up against the door of the cell that he's in front of, which means he's faced completely towards them. He's not looking behind him, side of him, nothing. He's not paying attention. But all his homeboys is looking out. It's probably like 13 of them in there. And this one dude, he's out here. He's dinner. He's dinner. He was dinner. That's all I remember seeing the image in my head of, when that sheriff went back downstairs, whoever went, right? I just remember just that the scene was just crazy, man, because as dude stood there, I remember the people inside the cell screaming as the one dude was getting attacked. They was basically telling him to run. You know what I'm saying? Run, Holmes, run. Run, Holmes. Run, Holmes. That's all they could say. That's all they could say. And this dude is dinner. You feel me? So for the Crip that had got done the day before that, we didn't have to watch that happen. Well, they had to hear it. I was asleep. I slept through it. I was so tired going to court back and forth every day. They woke me up out my sleep and told me about it. I'm like, what the fuck? What happened? What? So just imagine. You feel me? Like the anger. So when that scene played out, I couldn't. I heard what they was in there screaming to him, and then I also remember during when all that commotion was going on, I also remember things getting so crazy where at one point, trying to part from the situation in the midst of that, jumping out the way, somehow my leg going in the air, and one of the dudes was just on one so much where, you know what I'm saying, it was some accidental, it was misfire. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't realize, nobody realized it until way later on in the game. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, that scene played out like it played out. Dude was dinner. You know what I'm saying? At the end of it all, this is how cold it was in the LA County jail back then. All that go on. Nobody came to save the dude. What they did do was stand in a protective cage where they was at and basically scream, get down and stop and all that shit. But you know what I'm saying? Or they probably shot some little pepper spray shit, but that did nothing. That didn't help him. And even though all that was going on, they still had to go back downstairs, giving everybody time to change clothes, wash up, do this, do that. Like, it was a lot going on. Trust me, this is a true story. You know what I'm saying? I'm just not, like I said, man, like a lot of this stuff is going to be told in its entirety, where I'm able to say names, where people was from. You know what I'm saying? All that when I'm on that side of the camera, though. You feel me? That side. You feel me? But these stories are true factuals. You know what I'm saying? That particular situation, they ended up trying to put me involved in. But the case went away. You feel me? The case went away after another situation happened. Mind you, I'm still fighting the murder charges. You feel me? So all this stuff is all combined, going together into one, right? I get placed in another situation where I ended up getting attacked. But this attack was like crazy. It was weird, right? Okay, now I'm coming back from court, sitting in the holding tank, and it's me and an old black dude. And the rest of everybody else is probably be like 15 Southsider Mexicans. Right? They not tripping. They in there minding their business. Everybody's tripping. Everybody minding their business. Ain't nobody on nothing. Well, in the tank next to us, it's complete opposite. It's like 15 niggas, one Mexican. For whatever reason, them niggas next door beat the shit out of the Mexican in there. Right? We hear it. All you hear just thundering. And when that shit is happening inside those tanks, it seemed like it's World War III. The shit be so loud. You know what I'm saying? It'd be so loud. It'd be crazy. You know what I'm saying? If you ain't never been in a ride, you know what I'm saying, then you, like, it's crazy, bro. It's indescribable. You know what I'm saying? But this is what we hear. So I'm sitting in the town, I'm like, oh shit, who the fuck is that? I'm like, oh man, in my head, I'm like, I know this ain't no ride, right? So I'm looking around, I start doing the head count. I look down, the old man, he looking at me like, his eyes big as a motherfucker. I'm like, oh man, I'm in trouble. I'm like, that's a ride. I'm in trouble. So bam, I'm sitting there. So the Mexicans, they jump up. They like, what the fuck going on, Holmes? So they go to the front of the cell, and it's our cell, it's the cell where it's going down at, and then the cell it's another cell where it's all homosexuals, where they got titties and all this shit. So they put them in the cell by themselves. Right? It's all homosexuals in it. So bam, the essays is asking the homosexuals because they can see and they got a better angle at what's going on in the cell. We couldn't see shit. We just heard it. But the homosexuals could see what was going on. So the essays is asking them like, who is that? Who is that? Right? They asking them in Spanish. So the homosexuals, they like, the Mayates, right? So I'm like, oh, fuck. So the old black man, when he hear that, he jump up and say, I say, hey, them is all Crips over there. So I'm like, what the fuck? This nigga just basically throw me under the bus and try to take himself completely out the equation, right? I'm sitting in this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Now, mind you, back then, I'm banged out. I got the Chuck Taylors on with the big blue shoestrings and the motherfucker and all that, right? So as soon as he say that, they turn around and they look straight at me. I'm like, oh, this motherfucker. right? So I stand up. I'm like, I'm through. Dude, I already knew it. So, bam, as soon as like their attention got on me, the police run through there. Right? The police come through that motherfucker, man. They snatch out the dude next door first. They pull him out by his legs, man. And the fucked up thing about that, they drug him right by our cell. So everybody got to see him when they drug him by. This nigga looked like an elephant, man. They did him bad. They did him bad. He wasn't even recognizable. This shit was fucked up. Bad. Right? So they really, after they seen that, they like, oh. I knew I'm through. When I seen that, I'm like, oh, shit. So, bam. Just so as soon as they drug him by, the police, they opened up the cells. Bam. They making them like, step back, step the fuck back, step back. They coming there aggressive as a motherfucker. He's the sheriff, right? So they making us, they like, you and you, come out, right? Hey, I'm gonna keep it real, right? I'll be on my shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, but in that situation right there, when them police came in that motherfucking nigga and snatched us out of it and told us to come, yes sir, let's go. Let's go. Because I swear to God, had they not done that, we would have got done worse than that dude that they